On August 16th, 2012, 18-year-old Jerome ASF uploaded his first ever YouTube video.
Hey everyone, what's going on? Jerome here. Anyway guys, I figured I'd just do a Minecraft series because, well, actually I don't even really know. I mean, it's a decent game, but it's not fantastic, but apparently people like it when you play it a lot, and I guess it's kind of enjoyable, so I don't know.
Wait, that's not correct. I think a couple of my pages were stuck together. Let's rewind.
I mean, it's a decent game, but it's not fantastic. I figured I'd just do a Minecraft series because, actually I don't even really know. Hey everyone, what's going on? Jerome here.
Today I'll be showing you how to find Earth and our solar system in Spore.
On January 13th, 2009, Jerome ASF, or Alpha Elephant, uploaded what is believed to be his first ever video on a channel called Awesome Sauce Films. But nothing could prepare 14-year-old Jerome for what was to come after hitting the YouTube upload button on a regular Tuesday in January. The Spore tutorial video itself didn't make a splash, and it would be a while before the Awesome Sauce Films channel took off. Yet, Alpha Elephant continued to upload his Spore tutorial videos before pivoting to posting daily Halo 3 clips. Jerome also invited his friend Mitch to the channel, who started his journey posting RuneScape player guides. By August of 2009, the channel had reached 500 subscribers, and to celebrate, Mitch and Jerome interviewed CM Near, a Halo 3 creator who had 70,000 subscribers at the time. After this interview, they continued to post Halo clips and eventually branched out to Gears of War 2, Modern Warfare, and more. This was back in the day when you could really just post anything. Most videos didn't have the best sound quality or mic quality, and they had barely any editing. Additionally, they'd record their videos in batches, cut them up into 10-minute segments, and upload them daily or multiple times per day. The channel also began to expand in membership, with Jay Foreman, Nooch, and Zach joining the Awesome Sauce Films crew. In August 2010, they uploaded Kentucky Derby, which featured Jerome in a Modern Warfare 2 lobby, commentating like one of those horse race commentators, hence the name Kentucky Derby.
Whoa, Nelly!
The video features Jerome saying non-family friendly language, which today's Jerome would not approve of. Things were certainly different back in 2010. This Kentucky Derby video would go on to inspire the Jerome Derby video, posted almost a year later, a video that is considered to be one of the more remembered Awesome Sauce Films videos. Tons of the comments talk about coming back to watch the video for nostalgic purposes, and of course, comparing the old Jerome to today's Jerome. Not long after the Kentucky Derby video was uploaded, Jerome posted a video announcing that he got accepted by Machinima to be a director. And on October 3rd, 2010, the first ever Minecraft video called Minecraft Extras was uploaded to the ASF channel, hosted by Mitch, or Bayesian Canadian. At this time, Mitch was going hard on the uploads, posting a ton of videos from Halo clips to Minecraft to Roller Coaster Tycoon 2. By November, their channel seemed to be gaining views in the tens of thousands pretty consistently, and by early 2011, they had reached over 20,000 subscribers. To celebrate the 2-year anniversary of Awesome Sauce Films, Mitch uploaded a video called The Roast of Jerome and His Massive Nose. In the video, Mitch showed off Jerome's early Spore videos from the channel and made fun of his high-pitched voice. Mitch credits the channel's early success to Jerome's Halo Clip of the Day series, and also reflected on many of the machinimas that they made throughout their 2 years on the channel. But at the end of the video, Mitch gets a little heartfelt.
So I actually do want to give a big thanks to Jerome for getting me into making videos in the first place. None of this would really be possible if he didn't get me into it, so thanks a lot, Jerome.
At this point, the channel had only grown to 20,000 subscribers, so to hear Mitch share this heartfelt message before even creating his own successful channel really just goes to show how close the pair were. A month later, Jerome posted his first video back after a long break due to activities after school and preparing for the SATs. Through the Black Ops Olympia gameplay, Jerome talks about how he only plays video games for the fun of it, not because he has any actual skill in the game. And I included this because I think it really goes to show the fun-loving nature of Jerome that we all know and love today. In March, we start to see a little bit of the behind the scenes of the Awesome Sauce Films channel, especially as it comes to money. And we start to see this business side of Mitch, which I think becomes important much later down the line. In the video called Community Let's Communicate, and 500 videos, Mitch talks about the greed in the community and running ads on YouTube video. I think this video really goes to show how intelligent Mitch is at such an early stage in his YouTube career. In the description of this video, Mitch continues his rant. Originally, I joined YouTube for one reason: fun. Later, as you all know, I partnered with Machinima, and to be crystal clear, I'm still here to have fun. That doesn't mean I don't like making money. Not long after Mitch's rant, Jerome uploaded a video called 40,000 subscribers thank you video. And I think this is the first real life video on the channel, so it gave their subscribers a good look at the person behind many of the videos. In April, Mitch announced that he would be starting a separate solo channel called Bayesian Canadian, where he would be uploading Minecraft videos, amongst other games such as Zoo Tycoon, Roller Coaster Tycoon, and more. Jerome uploaded the first video of his Video Games Are Games series, where he talked about how he felt that people weren't playing video games to have fun, and he talked about his desire to help make video games fun and friendly again. And this series seemed to be really well received on the Awesome Sauce Films channel, sparking discussion on how to continue to make games fun. The channel continued to grow throughout 2011, hitting 50,000 subscribers in early June. Not only 4 days later, the channel gained another 10,000 subscribers, and ASF released the infamous Jerome Derby video. On July 21st, Mitch announced the debut of Jerome's new solo channel, with Jerome announcing his new channel on ASF 10 days later. Not long after announcing his new channel, he did an interview with a channel called Alpha Unlimited. In the interview, Jerome talked about why he started making videos in the first place and cited CM Near as a huge inspiration for him. Additionally, he spoke about his original goal for YouTube, which was 50,000 subscribers, which the channel had hit in early June. And as a result, he set a new goal, 100,000 subscribers by Christmas. Shortly after this, Jerome debuted a new series on the ASF channel called Campfire Stories with Jerome, where he talked about himself and his life. In the first episode, he shared his aspirations for being a doctor or a surgeon, and since he was going into his senior year, he had his eyes locked on college.
But there's a serious side of Jerome, the one that realizes, hey, you gotta be something one day, and I actually, you know how people have dreams, I actually kind of want to be a doctor when I'm older.
I think this series helped to show a more personal side to Jerome, and help us as an audience to know what he was going through at this time in his life. But in the second episode of the series, posted in December 2011, he shares how his aspirations have shifted.
Take this life lesson. You gotta do what you want. I personally love video making, and to say the least, I quit fencing to do video making. And it's senior year. I want to have fun with friends. I want to film. I love this. It's like the job of my dreams to be able to be a machinima commentator. I love it.
I think this is such a special moment as a Jerome video to hear that back when he was in his senior year of high school, he was finding this success in YouTube, and of course, knowing that he will eventually make all his dreams come true makes this a very sweet moment. Between the Campfire Stories with Jerome episodes, the channel hit 80,000 subscribers. January 2012 saw the debut of the But Why Dude podcast, a live stream podcast series where Mitch, Matt, Jerome, and Zach goofed around and shared stories. It seems like the BYD podcasts were incredibly popular with their audience, and it's not hard to see why. You really get to see the dynamic of these four just acting like your typical teenage boys. In April 2012, ASF celebrated 1,300 videos uploaded to the channel. In their 1,300th video, they talk about how they've been putting more focus on their side channels than ASF. And it's very clear throughout this video that Mitch is trying to bring the ASF channel back, that he is a little more dedicated than the others. Once again, we really start to see the more businessy side of Mitch that I think really set him apart at this time. Jerome even admits in this video that without Mitch, they would get nothing done on the ASF channel. It's further evident by the description of a Modern Warfare 2 video uploaded in July 2012. Mitch announced that he would be on vacation, so his uploads would be sporadic. He writes, "There's zero internet access, so pester Jerome, Matt, and Zach for uploads. With that said, I have pre-uploaded about 10 videos for the 3 weeks I will be out. Again, make sure you constantly bother them about uploading to ASF, otherwise nothing will happen while I'm gone." Unsurprisingly, uploads started to slow down when Mitch went on vacation. Upon his return, Mitch uploaded a video called Super Ultra Serious Face Update, where he talked about the changes coming to the Awesome Sauce Films channel. He shared that daily uploads would return to the channel, the con being that Mitch would be the main uploader for these videos. And he shares that he talked to the others about reviving the channel before Black Ops 2 came out.
But I've told them that if they don't all upload or at least be involved in 4 videos a month, 4 videos in every calendar month, which is only 1 video a week from each of them, which is Jerome, Matt, and Zach is of course the people I'm talking about. If they can't manage that here on ASF, then unfortunately when Black Ops 2 comes out, I'm not necessarily going to say they're done with ASF, but I'm going to have to change the password and I guess remove them of their position here.
This is a pivotal moment for the ASF channel as we see it shift from a fun hobby to more of a business. Obviously, Mitch does want to keep it fun for all the guys, but it seems like he was the only one to really see the opportunity of YouTube. I do think someone had to put their foot down and set it straight for the other ASF members, and I think if Mitch hadn't been that person, neither Mitch nor Jerome would have been as successful. I think ASF and their individual channels would have fizzled out. Once again, it seems like Mitch was wise beyond his years with the foresight to recognize the opportunity that YouTube could become. Following the Super Ultra Serious Faced update, Jerome did post on the channel 6 days later, followed by a video from Matt a couple days later. In early September, Mitch uploaded a follow-up video to the Serious Faced update. He notes that they had posted 12 videos between the update video and its follow-up, and while he was disappointed, he did note that it was an improvement. As it was back to school season, Mitch explained that he should have been starting university. However, he announced that he was taking a year off to pursue YouTube full-time. This is huge at the time, and I think it would become a monumental point in the success of the Bayesian Canadian channel. And I know this video is about Jerome, but this is also a turning point in the success of the ASF channel, Mitch providing this ultimatum for the guys. Jerome started college at this time at Rutgers University as a biology major, and some of his videos around this time featured his roommate. In a video posted in late September, Jerome talks about being part of the team effort to bring ASF back, and he shares that he wants to do more daily uploads on the channel. During this time, they start to post a ton of trio commentary videos, with everyone being their same goofy selves, and the comments are loving it. When Black Ops 2 came out, Jerome posted a complete walkthrough of the game. It ended up being 24 parts, all posted in one day. At the time, you really wanted to be the first one to post something, and having all the parts up for people to binge watch was a good move. Mitch and Matt began to livestream Black Ops 2 Zombies through another channel called Duplicity. The channel no longer exists, so I'm not sure if they made this channel together as a spin-off for dual commentary or if the channel was something else entirely. The Awesome Sauce Films channel saw their last burst of success, their Black Ops 2 funny reactions montages. These videos had huge views for the channel at the time, with the lowest gaining 156,000 views and the highest gaining 628,000. On November 29, 2012, Awesome Sauce Films uploaded Black Ops 2 Funtage number 3. It was a typical funny reactions montage, and there was no indication that this would be the final video on the ASF channel before going dormant for 3 years. On August 16, 2011, 18-year-old Jerome ASF uploaded his first ever Minecraft video to the newly minted Jerome ASF channel.
Hey everyone, what's going on? Jerome here. Anyway guys, I figured I'd just do a Minecraft series because, well, actually I don't even really know. I mean, it's a decent game, but it's not fantastic, but apparently people like it when you play it a lot, and I guess it's kind of enjoyable, so I don't know.
Okay, so I don't actually know if this is the very first video from that channel, but I do know it's the first Minecraft video that he uploaded. At the time, he had only 3,000 subscribers on the channel, and in the video he shares that Minecraft really isn't his jazz like FPS games were. Despite this, he continues the Minecraft series and debuts the Bacca skin in episode 4. Little did he know how iconic this skin would become for his channel. In September, Jerome uploaded his first quad Minecraft commentary on the channel, and this series was pretty popular, getting the same amount of views that the ASF channel used to get. These quad commentary videos were super popular and proved to be an easy way for Jerome and the team to make a lot of content. As I mentioned in the ASF section, they would record an hour or more of footage and then chop it into 10-minute unedited parts. Jerome's solo videos did not achieve the same amount of success on the channel early on. He maintained consistent views in the tens of thousands throughout the end of 2011, with view spikes on the Quadcast episodes. Throughout early 2012, Jerome posted mainly Minecraft videos with some Balloons Tower Defense videos sprinkled in. And on April 7th, 2012, Jerome uploaded his first ever Minecraft Hunger Games video. The video itself was a 5-part series recorded across one Hunger Games match with other content creators and friends. They could dig down and destroy things, which is very different from what Minecraft Hunger Games would eventually become. And additionally, they had the eliminated participants trolling by spawning mobs on the people who were still alive. Also in April 2012, Jerome started to use thumbnails. However, they're all the same Minecraft thumbnail but with different colors. Jerome continued on the Minecraft YouTube grind throughout the summer of 2012, uploading a variety of videos including The Dropper, The Walls, Battle Dome, and more. He continued to post mod videos and Minecraft updates, and saw consistent views in the thousands to tens of thousands. By September, he was starting to post every single day on the channel, and in October, he posted his first video with a real thumbnail. I point this out because it's funny to see how back in the early days of YouTube, you could really throw all the YouTube fundamentals out the window, whereas nowadays, if you don't have a compelling thumbnail, you're essentially not going to be picked up by the algorithm at all. And this was around the time that Mitch had posted the follow-up to his super ultra serious-faced update video, so perhaps that also inspired Jerome to start posting more on his main channel and actually use thumbnails. In October, Jerome debuted his Fierce Survival series, which ended up performing pretty well on the channel. He upped the amount of videos that he was posting at this time, and his dedication to daily uploads was pretty strong. Jerome's Hunger Games era officially kicked off in November 2012 with a solo commentary. The video now has over 700,000 views 10 years later, and many in the comments reminisce on the golden days of Minecraft YouTube. This video was quickly followed up with a duo commentary with none other than Bayesian Canadian, and thus began Jerome uploading one Hunger Games video per day. Jerome also tried his hand at uploading Flash Player game videos with Facecam, but those videos didn't perform super well. Beginning of 2013, video views started to increase on nearly every video. The Hunger Games videos remained as a daily mainstay of the channel, with Jerome increasing uploads to 2 videos per day. Additionally, he started to collab with many other creators such as Deadlocks and Husky Mudkips. Jerome's channel saw a lot of success in mid-February 2013 as Minecraft slowly built towards its peak. In March, the channel saw the return of a special Minecraft YouTuber Hunger Games, featuring almost all of the Team Crafted members, Vicstar123, and Captain Sparkles. We would soon start to see a lot more collabs on Jerome's channel prior to the official formation of Team Crafted. On March 13th, Jerome celebrated 100,000 subscribers gained on the channel with an Ender Dragon fight with Bayesian Canadian. Through spring 2013, Jerome experimented with his thumbnails, and his channel is continuing to grow rapidly, especially with each collab video he posted. April 10th saw the first ever Cops and Robbers minigame, which quickly became one of Jerome's most well-known videos on his channel at the time. And seeing the success of the video, the group got together to record once again, uploading a ton of Cops and Robbers videos. Additionally, Noah Craft for the Win invented the spin-off Teacher minigame, which they also played and saw a ton of success from. By May 5th, the group had uploaded over 14 Cops and Robbers videos. And only 2 months after hitting the 100,000 milestone, Jerome's channel reached 500,000 subscribers. In his 500K celebration video, Jerome talked about how much the milestone meant to him.
I really think of this less as an accomplishment of mine, more as an accomplishment of everyone that has helped me out and all of you guys. That's what I think of this as. I think of my channel kind of as a community. You know, it's a community. And really, I'm just making content for the community.
By June, Jerome's videos were averaging about 50K to 100K views while posting 3 videos per day, many of which were collab videos. Unfortunately, there is no Wayback Machine data between June 2013 and January 2014, so I can't say for sure which of his videos was the first to hit 1 million views. All this to say, Jerome's channel is skyrocketing. On June 30th, 2013, Jerome achieved 1 million subscribers. In the video, he talks a lot about how Mitch was pretty instrumental in helping Jerome with his channel.
Yeah, I kind of my channel back in November. It wasn't going where I wanted it to be, you know? I still remember talking to Mitch one night, really late at night, and just him giving me all the suggestions of how to turn my channel around. And instantly I went ahead and got a new background. I think I started doing thumbnails on almost all my things. I started changing my content around. He helped me out there. And ever since then, it's just YouTube has been on the up and up.
Once again, I think this really goes to show my point about Mitch being a very intelligent businessman who really got YouTube very early on, when he was only about 17 to 18 years old. While yes, Jerome got his success from authentically being his own goofy self, having the support of Mitch, who really had the business and YouTube mindset, was incredibly important. It also just goes to show what a great duo these two were. August saw many different vlogs as Jerome and his YouTube friends jet set across the world. From Vegas to Montreal to Seattle and Los Angeles, Jerome was truly reaping the rewards of his YouTube channel. We will eventually come back and talk about how these young guys having so much money would eventually lead to many of their future individual downfalls, but we'll get there when we get there. In October, Jerome celebrated yet another milestone of 2 million subscribers. And it's wild to see just how quickly Jerome grew from 100,000 subscribers in early March to over 2 million subs in October. It is pretty impressive the growth that each of these Minecraft YouTubers were seeing during this time as Minecraft hit its peak on the internet. On December 8th, 2013, Minecraft YouTube broke when several of their favorite Minecraft YouTubers uploaded this animation video. Before we start this part of the video, I want to mention that I will be talking about Sky Does Minecraft. I've tried to minimize their role within my video by only talking about them as necessary in this section. I don't support Sky or their actions, and if you're confused about what I'm talking about, check out this video by Jay Aubrey. Deadlox originally formed Team Crafted in a Skype call with Sky Does Minecraft in early 2013. Together, they recruited Minecraft Universe, Seto Sorcerer, Husky Mudkips, Kermit Plays MC, and Sunday to join their group. And after meeting the two at PAX East, Sky invited Jerome and Mitch to the team as well. And with Mitch being the businessman that we know him to be, well, things would start moving pretty quickly. At the start of the summer in 2013, Kermit left the group to go solo, and Team Crafted brought on Blue Monkey and Weed Lion as the team's animators. In December 2013, they dropped their iconic Team Crafted announcement animation, and in the description of the announcement video, they debuted their shared channel and shared that the members of Team Crafted would be moving into a house together in LA. I assume by this time Jerome had either taken a break from college or dropped out entirely to focus on his blossoming YouTube career. And pretty much all of the members were super young at this point. They also announced the beginning of the Team Crafted YouTube channel, which seems to have been recently sold off to become Fly Trends. Seeing the channel sold off and be turned into a video clips channel for popular TV shows is incredibly sad. All the channel history was deleted and lives on through re-uploads and the Wayback Machine. I know YouTubers want to get a quick buck once they're retired and not using their channel anymore, but I wish they wouldn't delete all their videos and sell their channels. If you watched my first Team Crafted video, you'll remember that Deadlox did the same thing with his Minecraft channel. The first video on the Team Crafted channel was the launch video, where you can see almost all of the members of Team Crafted sitting on a couch together dressed up in suits. In the first 37 seconds of the video, each Team Crafted member goes around and says their usual YouTube intros to introduce themselves, and it's so funny how cringy this is looking back, but the chokehold that these people had on my early Minecraft days was real. Notably missing from the IRL video was Seto, who I know was part of Team Crafted, but he wasn't named in Jerome's upload of the animation, so that's pretty odd. Only 4 days after the launch of Team Crafted, the shared channel had already amassed over 300,000 subscribers, truly showing the reach that these YouTubers and their combined power had. According to this Ren Stimp 06 video, Sky, Jerome, and Mitch were among the top 3 Team Crafted members in terms of subscribers just days before the group was announced. And nearly every member at the time had over 1.5 million subscribers each, except for Seto, who had just over 500,000. And not long after the official public launch of Team Crafted, Seto released a video on his side of the story claiming that he had been kicked from Team Crafted since August 2013. He stated that he was disappointed with his removal because he hadn't received any warnings, though he thought the main reason was due to the inactivity of his channel. In the now deleted video, Seto said,
The basis of kicking me was from an objective standpoint for business opportunities, and as my channel being the smallest and the fact that I liked my privacy, they felt that it didn't work well with the advertising companies coming to Team Crafted as a whole, and it hindered everyone else's ability to make business opportunities because their interest was not with a small set of Sorcerer channel. By removing me from the group, they were able to move forward with companies and events that wanted all members of Team Crafted present at the events.
Additionally, Seto claimed that the other Team Crafted members were not a fan of Seto's commentary style, which they deemed as serious, and they didn't think it would be a good fit within the style of Team Crafted, which was supposed to be goofy and funny. Finally, Seto claimed that the only member who tried to keep him in the group was Deadlox, and that he was the only one from the group who was still talking to him almost 4 months after he was kicked. Shortly after releasing it, Seto took down the video, and as a result of this video, Team Crafted received a large amount of backlash, with Bayesian Canadian getting the brunt of it, as it was claimed that he initially suggested that they remove Seto from the group. Now, I'm not entirely sure where that claim comes from, but if you recall back to the Super Ultra Serious Face update video back in early 2012, and Mitch's ultimatum for the guys in that video, it's not too much of a stretch to claim that Mitch might have been behind Sutter's removal. The whole thing about business opportunities definitely sounds like something Mitch would have said. Throughout this time, views were super high on Jerome's channel, with videos hitting views in the 200,000s to 500,000s. In early 2014, we saw the increased production of modded Cops and Robbers videos posted to Jerome's channel. Tornado Cops and Robbers, SpongeBob Cops and Robbers, Cartoon, Dinosaurs, Pixelmon. Really, you could take any popular mod at the time and add it to Cops and Robbers and it would just generate views. Additionally, Jerome debuted his new Minecraft mod battle series, where he would pit mods against each other. And this series really takes us back to the beginnings of Jerome's channel, where he would do mod showcases, but really he's taking it to the next level and evolving the genre. On March 5th, 2014, Jerome uploaded a video called New Team Crafted Member, Orlando Vlog, which featured Jerome and XRPMX13 just hanging out in front of the pool. In the description of the video, Jerome promotes a link to get tickets to ArcadiaCon, writing, "Want to meet Team Crafted?" The Minecraft YouTube community was not prepared for a tweet posted by Sky only 2 days later. No longer in Team Crafted. Before any drama starts, no, I wasn't kicked. No, I don't hate them. No, there's no reason. Yes, we're still friends. Both Sky and Deadlocks had decided to part ways with Team Crafted, and only a day later, Husky Mudkips and Blue Monkey both left the team. In theory, Team Crafted was a great idea. Take some of the biggest names in Minecraft YouTube at the time and use them as a vessel to market products to their audience. However, keep in mind that many of the YouTubers part of Team Crafted were pretty young and new into their careers. We see this with many YouTubers where they're uploading gameplay videos to their channel and don't expect it to become a full-time career. They put up a couple of Minecraft videos and almost overnight they become this large creator with over millions of followers. A career has essentially been handed to them and they haven't done the foundational work to support the new work lifestyle that they've fallen into, or even thought much about how to turn their channel into a business. Additionally, as we know today, a lot of the time spent as Team Crafted consisted of several of the members jet-setting across the country for trips, paying for and living in a mansion in LA, and a ton of partying. This was revealed in the 2020 Nostalgia Craft series hosted by Sky and Mitch, where they had a couple of their former Team Crafted members come on and reflect about their time being part of the group and being on YouTube. I don't know that anyone says it explicitly, but due to how young they were and how rich they were becoming, it seems that they really focused their energy on partying and living it up, and not on the longevity of their channels or of Team Crafted. They really needed a proper manager or agent to facilitate the business side of the group. I also think many of the members had different priorities. I don't think what I'm about to say is confirmed, so it's just speculation. Like I said, I've heard that Mitch saw the potential of Team Crafted as business, which is not very surprising to us considering some of the early ASF videos like Community Let's Communicate and Super Ultra Serious Face Update. Yet others in the group were more there to hang out with their friends in real life and continue to make content. Mitch had wrangled a group of 4 guys for the ASF channel in the past, so I wouldn't be surprised if it was a lot of the same for Team Crafted. And I'm not sure that anything in particular happened for the group to fall apart. I think having several strong personalities combined with different priorities and goals for the group could have led to the group's breakup. The end of Team Crafted was felt by the whole of the Minecraft YouTube community at this time, and each member went back to posting their usual content in their smaller groups. Jerome and Mitch recorded more videos with XRPMX13, Captain Sparkles, and Vicstar, and overall just recorded videos with a variety of different Minecraft creators who hadn't been part of Team Crafted. The rest of 2014 pretty much flew by for Jerome. Views fluctuated throughout the summer and the fall, but Jerome kept up his daily upload schedule pretty consistently. Early 2015 saw the debut of a new look to Jerome's channel. He started to post top 5 videos and even debuted a new thumbnail style and intro. Additionally, we saw many more IRL videos and vlogs, and Jerome and Mitch started to lean in on the whole Jerome thing. In March 2015, Jerome seemed to return to no thumbnails or just thumbnails with yellow number on them. I wrote in my notes, did he fire his thumbnail designer? What is going on with these thumbnails? Additionally, in March, Jerome announced that he was going to be on a TV show called Fusion Talking Minecraft, where himself, Captain Sparkles, and Jessica Chobot would talk about Minecraft in the Minecraft documentary, The Story of Mojang. This is just the beginning of the success that Jerome would find from his channel. While he was successful at the time, with just over 2 million subscribers, I think it's a different level when you're being invited to opportunities such as being on TV due to the success of your channel. Also around this time, Jerome was traveling a lot with The Pack, which was another Minecraft YouTube group, and made up of creators such as Lachlan, Woofles, Preston Plays, and Vicstar. Jerome and Mitch both became part of the pack after the end of Team Crafted, but the pack doesn't seem to have a formal formation date. Views were somewhat low at this point, and the disorganization of Jerome's channel made it really hard to figure out which videos belonged to which series. In May 2015, Jerome announced that he and Mitch were hired to host the 2015 ArcadiaCon in Fort Lauderdale, Florida that summer. And once again, I think this is truly a testament to how popular Jerome were getting both separately and as a pair, that they were invited to host this event. I went to ArcadiaCon in 2015, and their meet and greet line was definitely one of the longest lines there. And I didn't know it at the time, but it was also an unofficial meet and greet for the pack. So I have pictures with Lachlan and Preston, but I had no clue who they were at the time. During the summer of 2015, Jerome posted a lot of real-life prank and vlog videos with the pack and XRPMX13. His views were fluctuating between 100k to 1 million views depending on the video, and it does seem like he hired a thumbnail designer again. July and August saw the rise of How to Minecraft and CrazyCraft on the channel. I was falling out of Minecraft at this time, so I don't fully understand the chokehold that CrazyCraft had on the Minecraft community at the time. That and Lucky Blocks, those were some of the most prominent mods in the Minecraft YouTube community throughout 2014 and 2015. On August 26, 2015, Jerome announced the return of the Jerome ASF channel, which he branded as any game except for Minecraft, and he said there was a less of a family-friendly vibe on the channel with more cursing for the older audiences. Additionally, he announced a new vlog channel and role-playing channel, bringing the total amount of Jerome channels to 4. In the video, he talked about the amount of videos that he would be producing across the 4 channels. 3 daily Minecraft videos on JeromeASF, which would be 21 a week, 1 daily non-Minecraft video on Jerome ASF, which would be 7 videos a week, 1 video every 4 to 5 days on the vlog channel, which comes out to about 1 every week, and 5 videos per week for the role-playing channel, once again 5 per week. We have talked about this in almost every Minecraft video that I've ever created, but this is a completely unsustainable amount of content to be putting out for any creator. Now, I understand that back then there was significantly less editing in gaming videos, and posting daily was absolutely necessary to keep your audience engaged and to keep growing. But I can only imagine how burnt out or tired of making content that anyone would be making 34 videos per week. Despite making the vlog channel though, Jerome continued to upload vlogs, pranks, and skits to the Jerome ASF channel, and he uploaded them pretty frequently. He started a series called A Week in the Life of Jerome, where he just vlogs himself doing things in real life, and in one of the episodes, he's just casually hanging out with Nadeshot, before Nadeshot go on to create 100 Thieves. Throughout this time, we're able to see the real life side of Jerome, and I think that's very valuable and interesting. We're seeing Jerome as he continues to rise to the peak of his career. In November 2015, Jerome uploaded a huge announcement that would take his Bacca character to the next level: the Bacca Chronicles animated web series. The web series would follow Kyle, Bacca, and Allison, mods on a server who would have to take care of griefers and troublemakers. Jerome announced that it would be a 10-episode animated series made by Machinima. The Bacca Chronicles, while I don't think it's a turning point in Jerome's career, I do think it's a huge accomplishment for Jerome. I mean, let's rewind to all the way back to August of 2010, when Jerome announced that he was accepted as a director for the Machinima Realms channel.
Is surprisingly, I got accepted on Machinima as a new director there. Yeah, once again, thanks everyone for everything. I mean, it's just amazing to have come from, almost no subscribers all the way up to where we are now in about a year and a half. It's just crazy. And, so everything's kind of fallen into place.
And then to put that next to his web series 5 years later, it's a huge accomplishment for Jerome and everything that he's worked towards. Additionally, this gives Jerome the opportunity to express himself and his creativity through a completely different medium. He now gets to help develop a storyline and characters, and he even got to voice act as his character Bacca. Alright, so let's take a brief segue to talk about the Bacca Chronicles series, Quentin Review style. Narrator voice. This would not be a brief segue. The first episode of the series introduces Kyle, voiced by ChimneySwift11, who just finished building his Minecraft house. He is now tasked with, quote, figuring out the rest of his life. Kyle watches an ad about becoming a server moderator and is interrupted by Bacca and his portal falling from the sky, right onto Kyle's newly built house, causing a ton of damage. After visiting the moderator HQ to press charges against Bacca, Kyle decides to become a moderator. The videos are pretty short, about 3 minutes in length, and it appears the series was sponsored by Go90, which doesn't exist anymore. Episode 2 introduces Allison, voiced by the zombie unicorn, and the episode follows the trio through moderator training. Additionally, we meet Maud Gary, voiced by Eddie Pepitone. Behind Maud Gary, we can see some graffiti on the blackboard that says Bayesian Canadian for the win, which I think is a really cute nod to Mitch from Jerome. In this episode, they learn about the LMAO method: listen, manage, assess, and go. I think this episode could get cut. The LMAO method is really only good for 2 jokes and really isn't worth a full episode. In episode 3, Kyle prepares to take on his first moderation case. He is assigned Bacca as his moderation partner, and from the jump, Bacca is already messing up the cubicle and is generally being a nuisance. They don't actually go on the mission yet, and the last minute of the episode is dedicated to showing off the Go90 devices that the moderators would use to teleport to the scene of the crime. Sadly, this is a filler episode. I think this episode could get cut. The next episode follows Kyle and Bacca's first mission. An old lady who is offering free items, then kills those who teleport to her. Bacca falls prey to the old lady before teleporting back to her and sending her falling off a cliff. I think this episode is good for showing how the Go90 works as a teleportation device and shows what their moderation job is. While both Kyle and Bacca go on the mission, Kyle is basically useless and Bacca does all the work. They should really be working together. Episode 5 introduces the Waz giving the Monday morning stand-up. He doesn't say a lot, but awards the awesome award to himself. After this, Kyle and Bacca use the Go90 mid-app update and accidentally teleport to a strange-looking universe. They determine that they can't teleport back until the app update is complete. The episode ends on a cliffhanger as strange creatures start to approach Bacca and Kyle. I think the Waz could have been introduced sooner and give more time for them to accidentally teleport into the glitchy server and actually have a bit more conflict. Episode 6 continues with Bacca and Kyle in the strange universe, surrounded by an army of one-eyed people, led by this one-eyed general. They nearly get themselves killed when Bacca reveals themselves to be moderators, but Kyle thinks fast and tells them that they're actually server maintenance workers there to check out the servers. The army lets them go, and as they're walking away, Bacca turns around and reveals that they're actually server moderators. But the Go90 still has 2% left to update, so they can't teleport back home. The episode ends on a cliffhanger with Bacca and Kyle in the same position they were in the last episode's cliffhanger. I like this episode a lot and I think it's great. The only thing I would change is tying up that loose end. Bacca reveals the truth before the 2% finishes updating, and then they feel the threat the army once more, but they're able to teleport out. I think this would be better because we get the same cliffhanger ending 3 times, which is way too repetitive. Kicking off episode 7, Bacca and Kyle have accepted their fate. As the one-eyed army approaches, Kyle apologizes for the two getting off on the wrong foot, that he's glad that Bacca is his moderation partner. But before the army can reach the pair, the Go90 finishes updating and they teleport out. In the rest of the episode, they tell Gary and Allison about the master plan, and Gary freaks out. Sadly, another filler episode. In episode 8, Kyle and crew go to the Waz and explain to him what happened with the one-eyed army and the master plan. The Waz doesn't believe them and just continues to act arrogantly, but it turns out that the Waz and General Peepers, the one-eyed general, are actually friends. General Peepers says that Bacca and Kyle teleporting to his land is a violation of the treaty and that he can start a war over it. The Waz tries to defuse the situation and mentions the master plan. General Peepers pivots quickly, talking about how the master plan is actually a plan to remodel a bathroom in his house. And incredibly gullible, the Waz says that clears it up for him. Thinking that he hung up, General Peepers berates his goons, telling them he couldn't believe that they let Kyle and Bacca escape. He tells the two to focus on phase 1 of the master plan. When he realizes that he didn't hang up, General Peepers clarifies that he's still talking about the master bathroom plan. At the beginning of episode 9, the Waz tells Kyle that General Peepers' master plan is actually a bathroom remodel, but Kyle doesn't buy it and wants to figure it out for himself. The majority of the episode is spent with Kyle and the crew gearing up to teleport back to the glitchy server and giving themselves code names. General Peepers and his goons meet Kyle and crew when they arrive, and they are once again surrounded, ending in yet another identical cliffhanger. This is a filler episode. I would cut this completely in favor of a longer final episode. In the final episode of Bacca Chronicles, there's a lot of back and forth between Kyle's crew and General Peepers, who gloats about having a master plan and taking over the server. Kyle's crew asks for a group hug before they all get killed, but it's actually a group huddle for them to form their plan. They emerge from the group huddle, and Kyle asks to play one last game of heads down. As Kyle rotates the Go90 for heads up, a portal appears behind General Peepers. but his goons warn him about the trap, and General Peepers says he's going to shut down the server immediately with his giant red button. But Bacca flies through the air and fights General Peepers' goons, and seals the button away from the general. Allison, Kyle, and Gary come in for the final kill, pushing all 3 bad guys into the portal. Kyle asks Bacca for the button to stop the master plan, but Bacca accidentally drops it, steps on it, and breaks it. As the server starts to shut down, Bacca tries to fix the button, biting it, hitting it, and then repairing it with some sort of skewer. With the server repaired, Kyle and crew celebrate. They saved the day. The episode cuts to a figure watching them celebrate on a screen. Someone asks the figure if they're okay, and they turn around, revealing themselves as they say, "Bring me those moderators," ending the series with a setup for a second season. I think this episode is way too rushed for the amount of conflict that they're trying to put into the episode. Additionally, it's really only Bacca who beats up the goons and General Peepers. And it's only Bacca who grabs the button, breaks it, and fixes it. The other characters feel kind of useless being there, and nothing really would have changed if they weren't there. I would involve the other characters more. Maybe Kyle and Allison beat up the goons while Bacca and General Peepers have a struggle over the button. General Peepers hits the button and sends it flying. Bacca then accidentally breaks it. Kyle and Allison send the goons through the portal, and General Peepers runs through it to get away. And have Gary maybe fixing the button to save the day. And of course, I would keep the second season setup ending just in case. It really felt like the entire series was rushed through. Granted, all the episodes were 3 to 4 minutes long, and I understand how difficult and time-consuming it is to animate. To me, it felt like some of the characters could have been introduced sooner, or maybe they should have started with Kyle already being a mod, with Bacca showing up in his life. I would have cut out some of the filler episodes to have longer episodes where the plot is actually involved. Let's now look at the numbers for each episode. The first episode racked up over 2.5 million views, the most views across the series, and we start to see that amount of views decrease as each episode comes out. I think this is pretty normal, and we see this a lot with any kind of series on YouTube. The first video always has the most amount of views, and it decreases from there. The final episode saw more views than the 3 episodes before it, which I think is also to be expected. The dip from 2.5 million at its highest to 223k views at its lowest is pretty rough. I don't know enough to speculate on why. Like I said, it's pretty common to see a dip in views across a series on YouTube, and I've seen this a lot with Let's Plays as well. Additionally, the first 3 episodes were setup episodes, and they didn't introduce the main conflict until episode 5. By then, the views had dipped below 1 million, and even with a cliffhanger, the payoff in episode 6 saw another dip of 300,000 views. Additionally, they released episodes 9 and 10 on the same day. I don't know if this is because they realized episode 9 was a huge filler episode and wanted to put up the final episode with the conflict, or if they had sponsor deadlines to hit, or with the holidays they just wanted to get the episode up before the new year. Also, let's talk about the episodes being sponsored. I think it's incredibly smart to have the series be sponsored. Of course, we know now that Go90 doesn't exist anymore, so we know how that worked out for them. But I think the integration was actually done well. It wasn't overly annoying, though I don't agree with having half of a whole episode for basically a sponsor read. Other than that, calling their moderation devices the Go90 worked for me. However, with an audience of mainly children, I could see how that might actually be confusing. Like in the show, the moderation tool is called the Go90, so that could make kids think that the Go90 app is not for its actual intended use. It looks like Go90 was owned by Verizon, and it was intended to be kind of like Netflix, like a streaming service. So I'm sure kids would download it and be confused about what it was and how it related to Minecraft. Having a sponsor was probably instrumental in being able to afford the series and pay people, the animators, showrunners, actors, and more. So I'm all for it, despite its confusing sell. And well, as of July 2018, Go90 doesn't even exist anymore, so it doesn't really matter. My final note on the Bacca Chronicles. Of course, this series was for kids. That's why it had your typical bathroom jokes and just goofiness that I, as an adult, wouldn't find to be comical. Additionally, it's not going to be the most well-written series of all time. I wasn't expecting to be watching a cinematic masterpiece. The animation looks awesome, and everyone did a great job on the series. It was cute and goofy, and it was a huge accomplishment for Jerome, so I just wanted to give credit where credit is due. I don't want to be dunking on it. It's great. Good job, Jerome. The end of 2015 and the beginning of the new year were marked by a ton of vlogs featuring the pack and their ski trip in Montreal. In early February, Jerome uploaded yet another huge announcement video about Jerome ASF, his second channel. If you recall back to August 2015, the Jerome ASF channel was supposed to be a channel dedicated to any game but Minecraft. In this new update, Jerome announced that daily videos would be coming back to the Jerome ASF channel featuring the ACE Squad. The ACE Squad featured Alex, Bayesian Canadian, XRPMX13, Pizza Hut, and Jerome, all making uncensored, non-Minecraft content. Jerome continued to post more IRL vlogs, and while views were fluctuating across the channel, the vlogs were doing numbers. February also introduced the Troll Pack videos. At first I thought these were sponsored videos, but apparently it's a company that XRPMX13 and Jerome owned. These troll packs were subscription boxes filled with items that you could use to prank your friends. Alongside the dedicated prank/troll videos, Ryan and Jerome started the Jerome and Ryan Show, which was a podcast where they talked about a ton of different gaming things. The podcast was branded with troll pack imagery in the box, but they usually didn't talk about pranks on the show or feature it at all. The show lasted for about 10 episodes before they stopped making them. On February 21st, 2016, Jerome uploaded a vlog called Make-A-Wish, where he and Bayesian Canadian got to play Minecraft with a child named Daniel through the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Through this video, you can really see how happy this makes Jerome. He's truly seeing the impact of his videos and his channel, and I think that this experience really impacted him a lot. In early March, Jerome uploaded a Minecraft Cops and Robbers Team Crafted reunion video. Jerome's audience seemed to be super excited about the reunion, calling it a blast from the past and nostalgia, even though the crew had only broken up 2 years prior. And at this time he was making hybrid Minecraft and challenge videos, where he would do a challenge in Minecraft and then the loser of the challenge had to do something in real life. On March 21st, 2016, Jerome celebrated hitting 4 million subscribers. The video featured his first ever Minecraft video, as well as snippets from his 1 million and 2 million subscriber videos. It's a great compilation to show how far Jerome has come in his YouTube journey. He wraps up the video with current Jerome thanking his audience for the unending support and promising that he will continue to make content for them. The rest of March and into April featured a ton of vlogs featuring the pack, delivering troll packs to fans, a gaming tournament, and more. In May, he introduced a pranking series where he pranked his friends. Each had an episode of being pranked: Bayesian Canadian, Vicstar, and Pizza Hut. On June 11th, 2016, Jerome announced a brand new channel. This would be a channel for real life, skits, and challenges. And Jerome expressed that the channel wouldn't be PG, it would be more of an adult channel. I think this is the second time that Jerome has tried to debut an IRL channel, and yet another time that Jerome is trying to create more channels to please each kind of fan. I say this specifically about the not PG, it's an adult channel, and the uncensored bit from the previous channel update video. I think Jerome is realizing that while he does have a growing fan base of children who he makes family-friendly content for, he also has an audience that's growing up. An audience that may have been around since the ASF days, or the early Jerome ASF days in 2012 to 2013. That audience is growing older now and moving on from family-friendly Minecraft YouTubers. Additionally, we know that Minecraft is decreasing in popularity as we get closer and closer to the release of Fortnite in the summer of 2017. The meta at the beginning of Minecraft YouTube was daily or twice daily videos that were barely edited, cut at the 10-minute mark, and post episodes upon episodes of the same series. The point is that many of these YouTubers are not being inventive with their content, and because they're stuck to the same kind of content, cut and edited the same way, posting the same amount of videos, they're eventually going to hit a wall. Not only will they hit a wall where they can no longer go up from there with their views or the type of content, but they're also going to suffer from major burnout. Recall back to August 2015 when Jerome said he'd be putting out around 34 videos per week. Once again, I say that this cannot be sustainable at all. Views began to dip again around March 2017, and Jerome started to shift away from Minecraft content. He brought Balloons Tower Defense back to the channel. On Father's Day, Jerome posted a sponsored Q&A with his dad. At one point in the video, Jerome asked his dad how he felt about Jerome dropping out of college to pursue his YouTube/content creation career.
I really wanted you to finish college, but when you came to me and told me that you couldn't do both and your heart was in becoming a YouTuber, and I seen that you were already very successful, and I was actually amazed at the accomplishments that you accomplished up until that point after your first year of college. And I gave you my blessing, and maybe someday you might go back to college. Because once again, I think education is extremely important. But I think you're doing very well for yourself, and I'm extremely proud of you.
Throughout 2017, uploads began to slow. Jerome stopped posting double videos, and he'd post every so often rather than every day. And he did start streaming regularly on the channel. From July to September, it seemed that Jerome switched to primarily live content rather than regular uploads. The streams seemed to be performing well, getting anywhere from 20k to 100k views. A lot of YouTubers at this time were seeing low views on their Minecraft videos as their audience grew up or moved on to other games. We see this a lot with gaming YouTubers, especially with those who aren't constantly reinventing their content. They're always making videos for children or a younger audience and never really growing with their older audience. The switch from edited content to live content seemed to be a great switch for Jerome. While time-consuming, streaming allows creators to connect with their audience in real time and doesn't require any editing afterwards. And streaming on his YouTube channel, rather than making the switch to Twitch, allows him to meet his audience where they are. Additionally, through streaming, Jerome played a couple of non-Minecraft games, and while views tended to be a bit lower on those streams, streaming still allowed him to branch out a little bit. While writing this, I'm also thinking about the rise in streaming and the impact of Twitch at this time. And looking at the Google Trends for Twitch, it shows that Twitch would hit its first peak in March 2018. I wonder how much of an impact the rise of Twitch and live streaming had on these gaming YouTubers. Primarily though, throughout 2018, Jerome streamed a lot. He seemed to do this thing where he would stream multiple times per day. I think this is because he was trying to break up stream segments into game/episodes. He posted daily for a couple days in February before seemingly having another long break between March and June when he posted a sponsored video about a game called Gadget Garage. Jerome did not post another video until August 9th, an unofficial return to daily content. In late 2018, he introduced Fortnite to the channel, and it seemed to keep up with some of the Minecraft videos that he was posting as well. On December 23rd, 2018, Jerome celebrated hitting 5 million subscribers.
It reminds me of something my dad told me one day where I can't even remember how we got into the conversation about it, but he just randomly brought it up to me and he goes, Jerome, you get to make people happy for a living. He goes, think about that. Your job at the end of the day, you get to just go to bed at night knowing you get to make people smile and that's it. That's all you have to worry about. And I thought about it and I was like, that really is something incredible. And I can't thank you guys enough.
I definitely believe him when he says that his passion is still there for YouTube, creating content and making people laugh. I think Jerome is one of those rare YouTubers who, when they find success, they remain humble and passionate about their audience rather than a check. Of course, that's just my assessment of Jerome. I don't know him personally, so. In early 2019, the channel had a few videos pop off. Modded Minecraft, Flash Lucky Block Challenge, Infinity Gauntlet Minecraft mod, and the list goes on. At this time, it really seemed like Jerome saw these videos pop off and made sequels to a few of them, which was a pretty smart move. On March 22nd, 2019, Jerome uploaded a video called Huge Announcement Affecting All My Channels. In this update video, he announced that he would be shifting his content schedule to 2 videos per day and 1 stream. At this time, Jerome is also hanging out with Scott as Minecraft again, and he brings back the Cops and Robbers videos, which, as usual, are a big hit. He continues to post mod videos, which get a decent amount of views, and Jerome does a lot of experimenting on the Jerome ASF channel at this time, but views are fluctuating wildly. Throughout late 2019, Jerome found a lot of success with Bloons Tower Defense 6 videos, which reached views in the millions, and views on other videos were getting back to the 100k view baseline that Jerome's channel was used to. Due to their success, Jerome upped the amount of Bloons Tower Defense videos that he was posting. These videos continued to get 500k to a million views, and this was a hugely successful pivot for Jerome and his channel. While many others were pivoting to Fortnite and Roblox, Jerome was going back to his roots and finding success. Views on the Bloons Tower Defense videos continued to increase until nearly every video was hitting 1 million views. In the March 2020 NostalgiaCraft interview, Jerome talked about his pivot to making Bloons content.
A lot of people struggle sometimes to, make it on YouTube, but the biggest thing that everyone always talks about is you need to do something different or better than what other people are doing. And when I looked up Bloons Tower Defense 6 and like 4-player or things like that, there was pretty much nothing. No content creator out there. Although there was a huge Bloons community, there was no content creator out there that I could find that was mass producing 4-player only content. I was like, well, that's what you can do.
Mass producing.
Start the factory.
Well, that's what we did. We started
the Bloon factory. Dude.
We did, dude. I just started doing it daily since September.
At the same time, Jerome tried to introduce other games into the channel like Uno, Slither.io, Monopoly, and Kiz.io. With these new videos, he used the same thumbnail style as his Bloons Tower Defense videos in an attempt to get people to watch his other videos. I wrote in my notes as I was researching for this video, I wonder if there's a psychological thing behind the primary color thumbnails on kids. In the March 2020 NostalgiaCraft interview, Jerome says,
I got lucky with it, dude. I don't even remember what made me want to do it, but I was like, all right, we'll just roll with it. And honestly, I've been very grateful that I did, because that has now become the most successful series I've done on the channel.
Once again, I want to say that it's cool to see Jerome grow in this area of YouTube content creation. From no thumbnails to now experimenting with a thumbnail style is a great way to show how Jerome has evolved as a creator. Additionally, it shows how YouTube as a platform has shifted. Back in the day, you really didn't need a thumbnail, whereas now they're absolutely critical. Throughout April 2020, the Balloons Tower Defense videos started to decline in views, proving once again that content creators can't get too comfortable in the content that they're creating. They must always evolve. In March 2020, Jerome made an appearance on the Sky Does Minecraft channel for the NostalgiaCraft series. The goal of the series was to reflect and reminisce back on the Team Crafted days. They talked a bit about the crazy times they used to have partying, and he briefly talked about living with Mitch for a year. Finally, he talked candidly about his time growing up and creating YouTube videos.
Hey, the biggest thing in the world is to if you love something and you wanna do something in your life, you just gotta keep at it and keep on trying. And I think a lot of people nowadays, we kind of live in a society where it's all about instant gratification and it's all about how can I have this right now, and the reality is that doesn't work. Like for me, I was a middle schooler when I first started YouTube, a high schooler and a college student at the time, and I was doing YouTube. It took me 2.5 years at the time, to give you an idea of perseverance, 2.5 years of doing YouTube until I even received a check. That's what I was going to say. It's been another 2.5, 3 years after that, is when I was actually making enough that I was able to drop out of college. So we're talking about like 5.5 years down the line of doing this thing that, I didn't know if it was going to work out or not, but I didn't care because I was doing something that I loved and I had a dream and I had a vision. And I knew that if I just kept at it, that something one day was gonna give. I remember, I'll give you guys a straight, something real straightforward. Like, in my first year of college, it's supposed to be people's favorite, best time of your life. My first year of college was genuinely was the worst year of my entire life. I had been depressed. I was constantly anxious. I felt horrible because my entire life was just dedicated to doing schoolwork. And then as soon as schoolwork was done, I would just immediately do YouTube. And that was I did 3 to 5 videos a day, even back in college, while being a student. Think about that. When I first blew up on YouTube in 2013, where most of my audience had come from, where most of everything came from, how insane is it to think about that behind the scenes there? I was fairly depressed. I was in a very bad place in my life, but all I was keeping me going was this dream that I had. Mm-hmm. And look, we all have problems. No matter how perfect people's lives they look, they sometimes aren't. And at the end of the day, if you actually have a dream, if you really don't be like, I'd love to be this one day, I want to do this. No. There's a difference between wanting and you feel it. And if you feel it and you're not giving it your all, whatever it is.
I appreciate Jerome for giving us this insight about his life and speaking so candidly about his struggles throughout college. I think Jerome has a really inspirational and humble story about how he came to become the content creator he is today. April 2020 is when Minecraft had its peak throughout the pandemic, with the rise of Minecraft YouTubers such as Stream, Technoblade, and Tommy Innit. On Jerome's channel, he made a lot of collab videos with Dropsy, SiteMusic88, and Captain Blastum, 3 people that I'm not super familiar with. Throughout 2020, he debuted a Testing Viral Minecraft TikTok series, which really showed that he was adapting with the times. And at the end of 2020, Jerome brought back the Balloons Tower Defense videos as a main staple on the channel. By early 2021, Jerome was back into the swing of things in terms of views. In February, he had a couple of million view videos in a row across both Balloons Tower Defense and Minecraft videos. He had some viral series that many other Minecraft YouTubers were doing at the time: 100 Days in Minecraft, Testing Viral XYZ in Minecraft, Hacker Stuff, Mods, Minecraft But Fill in the Blank, Pranking, and more. I think this was pretty familiar territory for Minecraft viewers at this time, as the 100 Days in Minecraft videos and the Minecraft But Fill in the Blank videos were a pretty popular trend and format across many Minecraft YouTubers' channels. I also think it somewhat pushed YouTubers to really be a little more creative or thoughtful about the kind of content they were putting out. Of course, we'll see a lot of the same 100 days or Minecraft butt videos across a variety of YouTube channels, so I wouldn't say they're exactly original, but when you compare the cut-off at 10 minutes long, unedited videos to the videos that Minecraft YouTube has now, it is wildly different and inspires YouTubers to be a bit more creative and thoughtful. At the end of 2021, Jerome hosted the Luminosity Academy LEGO Technic First Class series, which featured 30 competitors going head-to-head in LEGO Technic challenges. It's pretty cool to see Jerome getting these opportunities to host an awesome series for a huge esports organization. It really just shows the impact that he and his career have had, and the new places that he can still go with his career. Okay, we're in the final stretch now. On March 18th, 2022, Jerome announced that he would be joining Luminosity Gaming after 14 years of making content. In the announcement video, Jerome says that he plans to help up-and-coming content creators through the Luminosity Gaming Academy.
Just really is one of the most rewarding experiences possible. So not only am I happy to be joining Luminosity and creating some super awesome content with them, more importantly than that, I'm happy to be part of something that's going to be creating the next generation of content creators in a family-friendly and fun way. Because for those that watch my channel, you know that family-friendly content is what we do best over here.
Skipping ahead to nowadays, we are seeing a lot of the same content from Jerome. Familiar thumbnail styles, views in the 50k to 100k range, and he posts one video per day. And at some point he started to scream intro his videos, which is pretty familiar for any content creator who makes videos for children. So, how do we wrap up from here? A lot of these kind of videos always have titles like The Downfall of XYZ or Why XYZ's Channel Failed. And after looking through over 14 years of Jerome's content, I don't think that's an appropriate title for this video. Looking at Jerome's journey, I don't think Jerome's channel failed or experienced any sort of downfall. Views fluctuated, yes, and they're not what they once were, but I think Jerome's content creation journey is actually incredibly inspirational. Go back to the Awesome Sauce Films days and you see how Jerome started creating content as a fun hobby with his friends. And finding this success, he's been able to invent this whole career for himself that didn't previously exist. I also think that a lot of the times people will come to the conclusion of the downfall or why their channel failed because they themselves have grown up and apart from this style of family-friendly Minecraft content. The remaining Awesome Sauce Films videos have tons of comments talking about how Mitch and Jerome abandoned the channel, and they miss when Jerome and Mitch would swear and didn't act so family-friendly. Jerome tried to cater to his grown-up audience with the Jerome ASF channel, which was meant to be uncensored content. At the same time, it's slightly different for two reasons. First, the grown-up audience will still feel different because what they actually miss is the nostalgia and actually living in the early 2012 to 2014 days, which nobody, including Jerome, can give them. Ultimately, everyone has grown up and changed in their own ways. Second, I think that even though he had a channel to cater towards this audience and provide this uncensored content, it's still not the same as how Jerome used to be. Unfortunately, Jerome used to use slurs and really wasn't caring about his brand image as he is now. Anything he says now can be held against him and his career. I don't know him, but I also think Jerome has grown up and grown out of that kind of language. He's pushing 30, so he's smart enough not to drop slurs, but I also think he's matured as a person that he doesn't use that kind of language anymore because he knows that it's wrong. All this to say, everyone has grown up. You're grown up, I'm grown up, and Jerome is grown up. We may long for the old days or the golden days of Minecraft YouTube, but we can't be transported back to 2012, back to when we had no responsibilities and all we looked forward to was watching our favorite Minecraft YouTubers. While I think Jerome may have flailed a bit when Minecraft hit its lowest point, I think he made a pretty good pivot by returning to the Balloons Tower Defense videos. While that's not exactly reaching the audience that he had pre-Minecraft, he is cultivating a new audience who would grow to love the person behind the channel. And of course, let's not write off Jerome's accomplishments, despite his somewhat declining views. Having an animated Machinima series 5 years after he celebrated becoming a Machinima director for Awesome Sauce Films, it's a full circle moment for Jerome, and I think that's special. Additionally, getting the opportunity to host ArcadiaCon, a gaming tournament in LA, the Luminosity Academy series, the opportunity to join Luminosity Gaming as a content creator, writing books about his Bacca character, all incredible feats that Jerome has accomplished. Finally, seeing how Jerome and his content have evolved has been incredible as well. From being given an ultimatum on the ASF channel to post or get his access revoked, to posting 35 videos a week, to experimenting and pivoting with his content. I think that is a huge accomplishment for Jerome as well, and shows how he's grown as a person. I hope this video really painted a picture of the evolution of Jerome ASF. I admire him a lot as a content creator and a person, and I wanted to see if I could put together a nearly complete history of his channel. Thank you for watching, and be sure to subscribe for more long-form commentary videos.